Yes, it's Kutski back. Welcome to another edition of Hard Boiled Breakfast. The usual sleepy intro, just gone 6:30 in the morning. Not quite feeling the ravey vibes just yet, but maybe some of these beats will get me and yourself in the mood. We're live and direct on Facebook. If you're tuned in, hit me up. If you want to shout, let me know in the comments. It's Kutski live and direct, Hard Boiled Radio. The Christmas edition.
Keeping the rave alive.
Kutski.
Don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you.
Yes, it's Kutski live and direct, hard-boiled breakfast going in for some cheesy Christmas remixes while we get warmed up and I eat my porridge. If you're locked in, feeling the Xmas hardstyle vibes, punch the share button, get involved, drop a comment. Giving some shouts out very shortly. Big show lined up this morning, taking you through till 9 a.m, getting you through that breakfast morning rush. Got some cool guests coming up on the show. We've got Callie joining us on the phone, South Welsh hardstyle legend. and UK hardcore legend Dougal joining us a little bit later in the show. All the usual features, your mystery years, back to your roots. And of course, plenty of hard beats keep you going through till 9 a.m.
It's DJ Kutski in the mix.
Everywhere, fill in the air. Oh, how they come,
Keeping the rave alive.
Yes, it's Kutski getting you through your daily morning grind with another hard-boiled breakfast, Christmas edition. I bet you were thinking there aren't this many remixes of Christmas carols in a hard dance style. There shouldn't be, I'm sure. This is like my guilty pleasure in music, I don't know why. Gonna be busting out some of these cheesy classics through till 7. And then we kick off the main show. We've got Callie joining us on the phone there, talk about what he's been up to. Then we've got the Mystery Years coming up after that, the hard-style request mix, Back to Your Roots at 7:45, the news coming in at 8. Legend in the UK hardcore scene, Dougal's going to be joining us on the phone at 8:10. 8:20, we've got the Mystery Years Part 2. And at 8:35, the hardcore request mix, and wrapping up the show with some old school classics right about now. It's time to go back in for them cheesy old school vibes. This one, good friend of mine, goes by the name of Gaz West, Dark by Design, classic hard trance with a Christmas twist. This is Snowman.
Keeping the rave alive.
Kutski, it's DJ Kutski in the mix.
This is Darren Styles, keeping the rave alive with Kutski.
Christmas tree, my Christmas tree, lit up like a star. When I see my Christmas tree and loved ones before. Christmas tree, I'm certain, wherever I roam.
Ray, Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. And a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. And a Happy New Year.
It's a dream. It's a dream.
Yes, it's Kutski bringing you 360 degrees
It's a dream.
of Christmas Carol remixes live on Facebook.
It's a dream.
I do sometimes worry that my neighbours can hear or see what's going on here. I wonder why I'm playing these crazy tracks at this time of the morning. But we've got a big show lined up for you. It's going to be fun. I know you don't think I'm crazy, or not too crazy anyway.
Hey y'all, this is Scott Brown. You're listening to Keeping the Rave Alive with DJ Kutski.
Okay, we're going to try and get our first guest of the day on the phone, the one and only legend of the Welsh hardstyle scene, Mr. Cali. Let's give him a call now and see if he's up and about. It's quite early, isn't it? Is it 7 o'clock yet? Let's see. Can't hear anything. That's not. Oh, yeah, there we go. It's ringing. That's a good sign.
Good morning.
Yes, here we go. Finally, one that's awake at this time in the morning. What's going, Mr. Cali? How's it going, sir?
Yeah, all's good, thanks. All's good, yeah.
So, for anyone that
yeah.
doesn't know, it's like I dropped you a message yesterday and I was like, dude, I need to kind of like nose you really early in the morning tomorrow. And you were like, I'm up at 6:30 every morning. What's going on with that for a DJ?
I know, yeah, that's pretty crazy, isn't it? Yeah, my missus starts work early, so I always get up with her to, get her ready and get her off to work. But yeah, I'm awake, but still bloody tired.
Oh, mate, yeah, I'm feeling it. I made the mistakes. It's like I saw some random article, like you do on the internet when you're supposed to be working and you clickbaiting your way through Facebook. And I saw an article that said you should give up caffeine for like 2 weeks every now and again, just to kind of like let your body get back to baseline. So I thought I'll do it. And I was like, I ain't getting up and doing a radio show at like 6 o'clock in the morning if I haven't got any caffeine. So I was like, okay, right, I'm going to get stuck back into the coffee. Forgot to buy coffee, didn't I? I've only got decaf. So it's a struggle this morning, man. It's not working. But this is normal for you. So what do you do at 6:30 in the morning? Are you one of them, like, I've called Joey Riot early in the morning before now, and he's like, yeah, I'm just coming back from the gym, man, making me feel really bad. Are you one of those like early morning health people?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I never used to be. I always used to sort of be quite lazy and get up around 10. But then, like I said, once my missus started work early, I just started getting up early with her. And to be honest, it's just getting used to it. It's just like a routine. And once you get into the pattern of it, it's fine. And yeah, I do like it. I get so much done in a day getting up that early. So yeah, it's all good.
That is true. I tend to find that it's like, I feel like I've done the show when the one occasion when I do get up early, but it's, kind of I get up and I do the show and I find like, I've done more in the day than I would have done in a full day. And I'm not normally out of bed by then, so it's all good.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk to you about the HD UK thing that you've been pushing over the last few years. Obviously, it's it's a big thing for you at the moment for anybody that follows you online. For anybody that doesn't know what HD UK is about, do you want to tell us a little bit about the concept and kind of what the thought behind it is?
Yeah, cool. Well, to begin with, it was I got the idea when I went with Kyle MKN. We went over to HDE, the hard dance event in Amsterdam.
Yep.
It's like a sort of big networking event for everyone involved in the scene. And yeah, we were kind of sat there in one of the talks over there, and yeah, we just realised it was just really amazing the way all the artists and promoters and everyone kind of got together. And I just thought that would be so cool to kind of build up to something like that in the UK and have some kind of way everyone can sort of network together. And I felt there was like a big lacking of sort of togetherness in the UK scene. Everything was a little bit separate and everyone was sort of doing their own thing. So just kind of wanted to do something to try and bring people together. So that was the kind of idea behind it when it started out. And it's kind of been a little bit of sort of make it up as we go along, sort of thing. I mean, to begin with, there was a big team of us, and we were all working on it. And I think it kind of got a little bit lost along the way, because then it started being more about the sort of team we had. So, rather than about the whole UK scene in general, which is now the direction I'm trying to take it back into. But it's a little bit sort of make it up as we go along. We're seeing what's happened. We got some interesting things coming up. We're hosting Arena for Ravers Reunited on New Year's Eve. Then 10th of February, we're doing a co-event with Resistance in Bournemouth. And then back to hosting another arena for Adrenaline Stompers in May next year. So, some exciting things on the card, some more things in talks at the moment. So, it'd be interesting to see where it goes next year. Yeah,
that's really cool. It's like I can never complain about anything that's, building people together. That's one of the things that, I've thought as well. It's, kind of like I like the term hard dance when a lot of people don't like it now, but it's like I like the term hard dance to incorporate, kind of like gabba, hardcore, hard dance, hard house, hard trance. If you group it all together, it's one big force. Like, when you think about drum and bass being this, huge style of music, because it's encompassing jump up, liquid, all these different things, and house music, it's everything from the hard stuff to the funky stuff to the deep stuff. If there's just one all-encompassing word, it makes the scene feel, kind of like, bigger and more powerful. And I think, if you group together all them genres in the UK, I think, we have a pretty powerful scene. So so you're doing God's work there, son.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when it was started out, I mean, it would toying with the idea of calling it like sort of hardstyle UK, it was. In fact, I think we even got the banners up on the page, and it was actually called Hardstyle UK. And then very last moment, we changed our minds for the reason you just said. We just thought it would be a bit more powerful if it was sort of encompassing everything. And of course, the Dutch event, despite the fact that the hardstyle is the big thing over there, they actually called theirs, this. I can't think of what the word for it is now, but they call this event a hard dance event. The fact that they spotted that as well was obviously a big, big obvious thing.
Yeah, so the other thing I wanted to speak to you about is obviously it's like, you've got a lot of experience in the industry at the moment, and I've seen you doing a masterclass kind of like to help, some of the more up and coming artists kind of feel their way through the industry. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what that's all about?
Yeah, cool. Well, I mean, for one thing, the thing that sparked it off is I've always been interested in maybe putting a book together about sort of all the things that I've learned over the years. And it was just something I never thought I'd get around to, because I've had the idea for a few years, and I just thought it's just never going to happen. I'm never going to find the time to do it, because any spare time I get, I always try and get in the studio. And then I thought maybe if I could sort of post some articles online one at a time, it would be a good way of kind of making a start and collecting all these articles, which one day I could hopefully kind of put into a book. So that was the idea behind it. And then the more I thought it, the more I spoke to people about it, the more I could see that people really wanted this guidance. And I mean, being in the scene for so long, I've seen so many promising artists sort of rise up, do really well, and then just when I felt they're at a point where they could sort of break through, a lot of them are sort of giving up. And I felt that, a lot of them just lack that extra little bit of guidance to be pointed in the right direction. And then seeing lots of people make sort of, silly little mistakes, which, I can sort of see them for what they are, because I've seen, the things like that happen so many times. And I've just thought to be able to give people that extra little bit of guidance, bit of advice, I thought it could be really good. So, that was the idea behind it. So I've started a group up. So if anyone wants to check it out, if they go on my Cali Facebook page, there's a link to this new group. And I'm just waiting for enough people to get in there. But in the new year, I'll definitely plan on writing some articles and hopefully giving a bit of good advice to people.
Yeah, I think it's a really good idea, because you see some things. Obviously, we've both been around a little while in the scene, but there's certain things that you kind of take for granted, like of course you don't do that, or obviously you have to do this. And then when you see people kind of you see people not doing it or kind of dropping a thing, you're like, whoa, you dropped the ball there, son. And then you realise they've been in the scene for 18 months, and all the stuff that we take for granted and you don't even think about, these days, it's not obvious to a lot of people. So I think it's good that that you're out there kind of helping steer the next generation of artists, through some of the murky waters. Because let's face it, it's not the cleanest scene, is it? You know, there's some cowboys out there, and there's some problems that you can run into. So I think any
absolutely.
advice out there is good. So before I let you go, mate, I just wanted to know what you've got coming up in 2018. I see you've got a few projects bubbling under. Obviously the HD UK thing and your little industry masterclass, but as an artist yourself, not the non-selfless side of it. You know, give us a little plug of what Callie's got coming up in 2018.
Yeah, well, just before 2018, myself and Mr. Shocker are off to Japan. We're leaving early hours of Boxing Day, and we're back the day before New Year's. So we're off there for a couple of gigs, which we're really excited about. And I know you've been there soon. So we were watching your video to get us in the mood, and we're really excited about that.
Yeah, I absolutely love that place.
So, yeah, definitely. So we can't wait for that. And then I've got a few other gigs in the diary early for next year. But then, just really busy in the studio trying to get back in there, because I had a little break for a couple of months where I didn't really do anything, not through choice. It was just one of those things. But I'm back in there now. I've got loads coming up. I've got a remix for Rock Band I'm working on at the moment, which I'm hoping to get finished for New Year's Eve. It's a band called Zephyr from Bristol, and I just got talking to them online. Loved their music. They sent me a couple of their tracks, and I sort of picked one. They give me all the parts for it, and just working my way on a remix of that. But I've also got collabs coming up with an Austrian producer called Fandelic, who's doing really well at the moment. I've got another one coming up with Francisco Zita, which has got Natsuki on vocals, and they're the main ones at the moment. But it'd be great for us to hook up maybe next year and do something as well.
Yes, I think that's something that needs to do. That's one of the things that I've been quite conscious about. Obviously, it's like the UK. It's not the biggest country, but it's not the smallest country either. And it's and you tend to find a lot of us artists. We're kind of dotted around different parts of the country, and it is, like you said earlier, it's kind of easy to fall into the mould of just working on your own or in your own little crew. But I think it'd be good for in 2018 for a lot of people to start getting together. Obviously, it's I've worked with Joey, you've worked with Joey, so I think it's about time that me and you need to get in the studio. So we need to get something together, bring out them UK reverse bass flavours.
Yeah, sounds very good.
And speaking of reverse bass flavours, I'm going to play you out with a new track, a new edit that you just sent me over a few days ago. I heard it straight away and I was like, yep, that's straight to the top of my playlist for the clubs at the moment. A remix of, let me get this right, so it's a Tweakers track, a Darren Styles remix, and a Cali edit. Is that correct?
That's right, yeah.
So do you want to tell us a bit about why this came along?
Yeah, I actually heard the track probably maybe like a year and a half, 2 years after it had actually been released. The first time I heard it, I thought it was a brand new track, and it absolutely blew me away. I was trying to find out what it is, and when I finally found out what it was, it had actually been out for ages. I couldn't believe it. But then the fact that it wasn't new anymore, I thought, well, it could be perfect just to give a little bit of an edit to. And I loved the original. The original was really good, and the original was obviously a hardstyle track from the Tweakers, but it was more in their sort of flavour, not reverse bass. And then sort of I heard Darren's remix of it, and I thought that is just going to be so good, slowed down and with a nice reverse bass, kicking reverse bass over it. And that's what I did, and I love the results. Every time I play it, it goes off.
Awesome stuff. Right, we're going to give that a little blast now. Callie, thanks for joining me on the phone again. Make sure you drop him some love online and go and check out what he's up to at the moment, as well as the HD UK group. So if I don't speak to you before, Chief, have a great Christmas, and I'll speak to you soon.
You too, buddy.
Cool.
Wicked.
See you later,
okay,
mate.
cheers, John.
Bye.
Bye.
Many thanks to Callie. We go back into the beats. This is his edit of the Tweakers. Here we go. Okay, let's get some shouts on the go. Everybody locked into the Facebook chat. I see a big shout out to Chris Ryan. Shout out to Damien Thompson. It says, good morning, Merry Christmas. Stuart Evans is locked in. Heather Collins, Mark Dutchy Davis. There we go. It is a tricky name for me early in the morning. Hippolito Vargas, locked in from California, USA. It's not quite the breakfast show for you. What do we? That'd be like a late night show for you, wouldn't it? Wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is, welcome to the show. Enjoy the hard beats. Coming up very shortly, we've got the Mystery Years. If you're not familiar, I'll explain a little bit about that, but everyone knows the Mystery Years, don't you? It's a breakfast radio staple here in the UK. If you're enjoying the beats wherever you are, whatever time it is, punch the share button. Let's get the numbers up, get the party, get the world involved, spread the word of the music. It's Kutski's hard-boiled breakfast. I'm slowly starting to wake up a little bit now. Okay, it's time for the Mystery Years on the show. If you've never listened to a breakfast radio show, this has always been my favourite feature. The DJ plays a bunch of tracks from a specific year in time, and you guys have to write in this case, comment in the Facebook chat, and let me know what year you think we're playing music from. We all know you can cheat on the internet. Please don't do that. Make it a little bit fun. And I'll be reading out some of your suggestions. 3 tracks. And our first mystery is we're winding the clock back. I'm going to give you a little clue. This is probably released, sadly, before many of you were even alive. That makes me feel really old. Going back to my youth, I'll get a little bit more obvious with every track I play you. But first up, SL2 on a ragga tip. What year was this released? Let me know in the comments. See your suggestions coming in on the Facebook Live feed. Matthew Sanderford says 1991, close but no cigar. Ricard Prenmark, tell it's early, says 1990, close but no. Sharon from Ireland says 1995, a little late there. We'll be getting a little bit more obvious as we go on through the tracks, and we'll be doing a later Mystery Years from 8 o'clock, and I'll do it as a later year, so you know, kind of if you're a little bit young and you're going, come on now Kutski, we're not old men like you, don't worry, I'll give you something that you're going to know as well. But my next one from this year, I suppose not really rave or hard dance, more on the Euro dance, Euro pop vibe, but definitely a soundtrack to my youth on the year this was released. This is Too Unlimited with Twilight Zone. What year was it released? Some interesting suggestions coming in. Nikolai says 1988, a little early there, mate. Mike Strompen says 1996, a little late there. Olivia says 1991, a little bit early. Maybe it's time I gave you something a little bit more obvious. My final clue for our first Mystery Years Hard-Boiled Breakfast show for December 2017. How many years are we going back for this one? You should know this one. You should know this one. Even if you weren't even born when this was released. The seminal rave classic from Prodigy. This is Outer Space. I'm going to nip downstairs and pour myself another mug of coffee. I can feel it kicking in now, maybe because there's a little bit of caffeine in the decaf, maybe. Maybe I just need to drink more of it. Back in a second, I'll let you know what year we are on in the Mystery Years.
I'm gonna send into outer space. Find another race. I'm gonna send into outer space. Find another race. I'm gonna send into outer space. Find another race. I'm gonna send into outer space. Find another race. I'm gonna send into outer space. Find another race.
Lots of people getting this one right. I thought I might have gone a little bit too early on this first one. Nikki Ranger got it right. Liam, Allison did. Olivia got it right in the end, so did Danielle. Danielle Kendall. Shout to Trey King, got it right. Gary Smith. Dennis Costa. Shout out to Felix, who got it completely wrong. He said 2002. 10 years too late. Amy Gill got it right. Sarah Ward, Alison Brown. Lots of people there. Of course, the year was 1992. I think one of the most seminal years for rave music. Would you agree? I think certainly from a UK perspective, that was when, you know, the underground rave scene really blew up into the mainstream, and I discovered it at 10 years old. And I think it's mad that you can play tracks that are now, what would this be like, 25 years old now? And they still sound cool. I always think, you know, when I was like 20 years old, if somebody played me records that were 25 years old, they might be like, you know, cool and credible, like people walk around with a Beatles t-shirt, but it wouldn't be something you could go out to a party and dance to, like you still can to this.
Pay close attention. Pay close attention.
But enough of the old school as we go in for brand new beats right about now. This one released last week, I believe the end of last week.
It's maybe hard for you to understand.
On our very own Keeping the Rave Alive records. A track by myself and Jordan Suckley. With a brand new reverse bass hardstyle mix from MKN. This is Surveillance.
Keeping the rave alive.
Kutski. DJ Kutski in the mix.
Big Brother is not watching you. Nobody is in charge. The reason we're here is that it's out of
Awesome remix in the background now. Breeze and Styles, You're Shining, Aviate remix.
I hold you close. There's fire in my soul, so run to me again. I feel you, I want you. I know your touch is all I need. I'm waiting, you're shining.
In the mix, some big exclusives for you. This one in the background, another one for myself and Crystal Mad. This is Higher. Yes, this has turned into a little bit of a UK hardstyle mix, hasn't it, here at the moment? As I said at the start of the track, brand new one from Crystal Mad, South Coast talent on the raw scene. Collaborating with myself, Kutski, on this one, entitled Higher. It's going to be featured on his album out early next year. I've had a sneak peek of some of the tracks on that one, trust me. Something to be excited about. It's going to be forthcoming on Nightbreed, probably around February. You may have heard me playing this one out in the clubs recently. Always gets a massive reaction. Really excited for this one to drop early next year. Big year for hardstyle, I think. Absolutely love this track in the background now. I can't even pronounce how to say it. Kim van de Duivel or something. Pat Beat Old School 98 mix. Absolutely awesome stuff.
Hey, this is Darren Styles, keeping the rave alive with Kutski.
Okay, our next feature on the show, we debuted on the last show. Like I said, it's still kind of a work in progress, this hard-boiled breakfast business. We did a feature that I called Back to Your Roots, where I played tracks from artists. Now, what we did is we went back and we played the first track that artist ever released. Now, there's two problems with that. Once we've done all the main artists in the scene, that's the feature dead. And the other one is I don't own all of them tracks, and they're kind of difficult to track down even online. So what we're going to do is we're going to twist this feature a little bit, where it's an early track, maybe a track that you didn't understand that an artist made in that particular style. Maybe it will be their first ever track if I've got it. But this one I thought was cool to do to kind of set the tone for the feature, because everybody knows Techno Boy is the absolute legend, one of the true pioneers of the hardstyle scene. But many people may not know that before he produced music and DJ'd under the name Techno Boy, he also did the name DJ Juice, G-U-I-S. That may sound familiar because he did the remix that everybody played of Zombie Nation way back in 1999. Absolute killer track, this one. I loved it at the time and I still love it today. DJ Juice remix of Kerncraft 4,400? I can't even remember. Zombie Nation.
Keeping the rave alive.
Kutski.
Classic in the background, Kerncraft 400, not 4,000. I double checked for you. Zombie Nation, DJ Juice remix from 1999. DJ Juice, of course, Techno Boy. I know Techno Boy did a little remix of this a few years back, a DJ Tool thing, and it sounded pretty accurate, pretty close to the original, and now you know why.
This is Max Enforcer, keeping the rave alive with Kutski.
Okay, I was digging through tracks the other day trying to find something that I could do for this feature when I was looking for the first ever release by an artist. And I found this one released way back in 2003. Some random hard house track by a random kid called Kutski. This was my first ever release, 2003, entitled Making Me Itch.
dancing the needle back and forth, making it scratch. But let me tell you something, don't try it at home with your dad's stereo, only under hip-hop supervision.
So there you have it, my first ever release back in 2003, Making Me Itch. Gotta be totally honest with you, it's a little bit boring, isn't it? I haven't heard this for years, and I was like listening to it thinking, because I know back in the day it's like Tidy Boys were playing it, all the big hard house DJs were playing it and stuff, and it was kind of like, it was a really cool release for me to have out and stuff like that. But you know, I always wondered why I never really played it that much, and it never stuck in my mind that much. It's like, I don't think it's that good, to be honest. I can't talk crap on other people's music because it's rude, but you know, if it's my own, I mean, it's alright. I got a better one for you up next though.
Yo, this is Slipmatt, keeping the rave alive with Kutski.
It's not his first track, but it's the earliest release that I have by him. Good friend of mine, good friend of the Keeping the Rave Alive show, Scott Brown from 1995, the Resurrection anthem, Do What You Like.
You will be the one that bothers me.
Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. I suppose we're going straight into the news now. You never got that problem when you played vinyl back in the day, I'll tell you. Damn you, Serato. So, it's time for the news. Coming in courtesy of hardnews.nl. That's where I started getting the news from anyway. Hardwell and Wildstyles are reported to be working on a new collab. Sounds exciting. I always like them crossover tracks because you never know whether it's going to be more hardstyle or more EDM. Future Noise releasing a new album in 2018. And of course, I'm sure you've heard by now, Showtek making a return to hardstyle at the weekend for Knockout in Australia. And that was about as far as I got down hardnews.nl because that's where all the serious news is. And I'll be honest, kind of the serious news kind of bores me. So-and-so's working on a new track, there's a new club, blah, 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 blah. I want to know where the gossip is. I want to be like, if I'm going to report the news, I want to be like the trash, like the bottom of the bottom, like the daily sport of the hard dance scene. So where'd you go for that? Of course, Twitter, where I found out that UK hardcore DJ Scott Brown has been suggesting solutions to British Airways Christmas staffing issues online. He's been putting them to rights. You may be interested to know that Frontliner needed to buy 2 USB dongles yesterday in order to get on the internet. Yeah, that was a bit of a pain, wasn't it? Also, drum and bass DJ Hamilton, of course, Ham from the UK hardcore scene in the 90s, Brisk and Ham fame. Constantly mistaken for Hamilton the musical again, and he keeps getting tweets from celebrities and he keeps replying to them as if he's the musical, and yeah, so he's been causing a bit more havoc online. Jordan Suckley was supposed to have gone to sleep last night but instead stayed up watching Rubber Band making videos on how it's made on YouTube. There's quite a lot of gossip going on the internet. I mean, what do you know? Let me know in the comments. It's like, do you want the serious news? Do you want to know who's collabing with who on the scene, or do you want to know who's had what for breakfast each day? I know which one I'd rather do, but maybe that's just me.
Hey everybody, this is MC Deviate, and you're listening to Kutski on Keeping the Rave Alive. Crop for the Kutski! Rock on!
Okay, one more quick track before we get Dougal on the phone. And I'm worried about that right player now, because it cut off halfway through. I can't even go for a P now. I can't play a long track and go for a P because the music might just switch off at any point. So I have to hold it in until 9 a.m, keeping you supplied with Christmas-influenced hard beats. It's Kutski on the hard-boiled breakfast. Catching up with Dougal very shortly. Keep it locked here.
Keeping the rave alive.
Kutski.
will show me the way. The lights to live. The lights will show me the way to live. To live.
show me the way to live without you.
Still absolutely love this classic Euro hard trance vibe. I'm not one of them people that likes to harp on nostalgia too much and like, oh, let's bring it back again, let's bring it back again. This sound kind of died out, and it died out for a reason. But if there was, in my heart of hearts, if there's one kind of style of music that I secretly hope makes a comeback, it'd be this stuff. Love it.
Yo, this is Slipmatt, keeping the rave alive with Kutski.
Okay, it's that time of the show where I nose another DJ and wake him up and get him out of bed because, I've been up since 6 o'clock doing this stuff. So we're going to hit up one of the true legends of the UK hardcore scene and see if he's awake, the one and only legendary DJ Dougal. Let's see if we can get in touch with him. It's ringing, that's a good start.
Good morning.
Yes, sir, you're sounding very bright and breezy. I was just saying that I didn't think you were going to be up.
Well, I've had that thing, haven't I? The DJ curse, when you know that you've got to be up in the morning. I literally have not been to sleep.
Oh, you're kidding me. I feel guilty now. It's like the curse of the flight, isn't it? When you're sitting there kind of like, thinking to yourself, it's like, do I go back to sleep or do I kind of get up now? Shall I go to the airport early and stuff? And it's like, yeah, I didn't mean to put this kind of pressure on you, man.
It was exactly that. Oh, bloody nightmare. I'm such a terrible sleeper as it is. I thought, I've got to be up at 8 o'clock. I'm like, oh, God, if I miss this, he's going to kill me.
Oh, come on, mate. We're broadcasting live on Facebook from my spare bedroom. It's not that much of a professional outfit. I'm a professional all the way through, but it's all good. I've got to just listen to the music on that Good Morning Britain. They're like their little theme tune. Never heard it before. It's the most depressing thing I've ever heard in my life. I go back to bed. So how's life anyway, man? You all set and ready for Christmas?
Just about. Well, this year, for the first time ever, I've got a Christmas tree early. Because normally it's like on the 23rd of December I'll go and get one. So I thought, right, I'm going to get one a bit earlier this year. So I think it's like the 1st of December. My tree already is such a sorry state. It is completely dehydrated. All the leaves are falling on the floor. The baubles are falling off. There's nothing left of it.
Have you got a cat or a dog that's going to ruin the tree for you as well? Or
I have got a dog, but she keeps well away, thank God. But
staying away from the tree.
Yeah, so it's going out the front room window tonight. I'm gonna have to replace it because it's all over for it. But
yeah, if it makes you feel any
go.
better, it's I haven't even got a tree up at the moment. It's like, I don't know if you see the live feed on Facebook. I've got all the Christmas lights just draped around everything in the studio. It's like, I'm pretty sure by the end of this show, I'm going to have either electrocuted myself or set fire to the house, because it's like it's a health and safety nightmare up in here, mate, to be honest. But
as long as you ain't got them wrapped up, so they're not, any light that's wrapped up, that's when you're really in trouble. The old heat builds up, and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, that's part of the reason why I'm live streaming it. So if something really bad happens, then somebody can phone the police for me, because they'll see it live. So
I hope you're insured.
Yeah, I hope so too. Anyway, so it's been a busy year for you in 2017. I've seen that you're a lot more active in the studio at the moment. You've been really having a big push with production at the moment. So how's that been going for you?
Yeah, it's been going really good. Sort of mainly sort of been getting in with Joey a lot. It's all of a sudden, we worked together about a year ago, and we're sort of like, just sort of dabbling and stuff. And we had a couple of good ideas, and then for some reason we didn't really sort of pursue it that much. And then this year we got together sort of early on, and all of a sudden, like the real magic happened, and it's just like all of a sudden became like every time we're in the studio together, it was just ridiculous. It was sort of reminded me of the early sort of Dougal and Gamba days. So I think we're going to be, just non-stop together now, really, really pushing. Our minds are aligned with a lot of what we want to do with the hardcore. We sort of, it's sort of a lot of this sort of, I suppose, the hard style riffs are sort of, even though hardcore installed hard style originally with a lot of their riffs, what they were doing, the happier riffs, it's almost like now we're sort of been inspired, but it's come back around and coming towards us. So we're doing that, and then doing a few of the 160 BPM stuff that makes it really interesting as well, breaking it up a little bit. It's absolutely fantastic. Cannot complain at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with production. It's like, I don't know whether you find this, but I tend to find that I go through stages with it where it's, it might be like a couple of months where I'm just like, I haven't really got any ideas, and I'll just play around, make a few little bootlegs or something like that. And then other times it's like, then you'll have an idea for one, you get in there, and then it's like, and then all of a sudden it's like, like you said, the magic's happening and it's firing on all cylinders. And then it's like, I can't get in the studio enough because I need to get all the ideas as much down as quick as I can while I've got the creativity. So I'm guessing 2017's been one of them years for you.
Yeah, it's just a shame. That means 218 is going to be an absolute nightmare.
Don't curse it just yet. Don't curse it just yet. So how's things going out in the clubs and stuff, man? It's like, do you have any plans for over New Year? You're out gigging?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So it's the O2 on New Year's Eve, and then down to Billy Bunter's thing down in London. So it's I think 218 is going to be it's going to be really interesting. So I'm thinking about doing a little sort of biography as well and stuff, because I've been doing it sort of like 25 years now, and the stories that I've got over all them years, I think might make a bit of a fun read. The only thing is now, I'm sort of thinking, God, if my mum and dad read it,
that's what I always think. It's like when I'm doing stuff, it's like that's why I throw out so much media, because when I'm doing stuff like this and I'm telling all these embarrassing stories, and I think, I hope my mum doesn't read that. If there's enough content out there, chances are she won't find it. So
that's a good theory.
Yeah, try and bury it. So you're going to do are you planning on doing the book with Billy Bunter? Because obviously he's getting at the moment. Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, obviously if they're tuned in more for the hard style and hardcore side of things, Billy Bunter, a true legend of the UK rave scene. He was one of the guys that really gave me my first big break in London as well, and he's gone on to write a lot of books. Like, who'd have thought it? Like, he was like kind of like, you could mistake him for somebody trying to sell you knockoff stereos in a car park, couldn't you, when you speak to him? But he's gone on to actually be a legendary book publisher.
Yeah, I mean, he's a bloody motivated chap as well. Sort of like him and Joey, they're so motivated, and you absolutely love them for it. It's really interesting as well. Is that my dad has got so much hardcore footage from over the years. He's got basically when I started DJing in like 1997, he's got every single rave videotape, I would say, of any sort of rave that was worth its weight, all the way through to most probably in the last couple of years. So we've got all this rave footage, so we're going to try and get going together with that. But Dad's got all these amazing photos from back in the day as well, where we're thinking could do some sort of like gallery of his work and stuff. So I think we're going to be doing a lot with Billy as well, because he's just got the I like working with people that are highly motivated, because it rubs off for me. I'm motivated, but sometimes I like working with people. I don't actually like trying to come up with, do things on my own. It becomes a bit sort of soulless and not, sort of enjoyable. So, I've always loved working with people. It's the best way. But, doing a lot with Gams again as well, even though he's doing his American stuff at the moment, he's sort of found some time and stuff. So we're doing some good stuff together as well. So, yeah, it's very, very positive at the moment.
Yeah, that's good to hear. And it's funny you should mention that about, kind of like liking to work with other people and motivated people and stuff. Because it's like, 'cause I've always felt the same with it. It's like, I see a lot of people when they were coming up in the scene and they were surrounding themselves by people that were just kind of like, pardon the language, like kind of just kissing their arse and telling them how great it was, and then they'd walk around thinking they were amazing. I just surrounded myself by people that were better than me in every aspect of what I did, and it's like, I wake up every day going, oh, I'm not that good, I need to do better, I need to work harder, I need to try better. So yeah, I think that's one tip, if anyone's kind of like, any aspiring artists out there that are listening, is surround yourself by, kind of positive, motivated, creative, talented people, like I said, if you surround yourself in groups like that, it really does motivate you to, kind of like, quite literally get out of bed in the morning. Like I was up at 6 o'clock this morning, like trying to plug in my Serato controller and get a Facebook live stream up and running. So I'm thinking, why not? It's kind of it's just another thing that's happening, isn't it? So yeah, I think staying motivated.
It's sort of putting the work in as well. I mean, sort of like when you go in the studio with Styles, you realise that when, say, someone like Darren Styles, who's obviously sort of as far as mix downs goes, I think he's really one of the best. When you see that sometimes it can take him a month to mix a tune down, get it right, he goes back to it, back to it, back to it. You realise that if you're, doing a mix down and you're like doing it and you think you've not nailed it in an afternoon, well, you haven't nailed it in an afternoon.
Yeah, totally.
if Darren ain't nailing it in an afternoon, you definitely ain't nailing it in an afternoon. And it takes time. You've got to go back. You've got to keep AB, and you just can't believe that you're just going to get it that quickly. It takes time, and you put the effort in, and the rewards are there. I mean, you could say, look at Darren, his mix downs out this well, but it's a month of him pulling his hair out that most people don't realise is happening. So don't ever get too downhearted if you think, after maybe a week of trying to get a mix down right, that you don't feel like it's quite to the standard, because some of the other guys are not doing it quite as quick as you most probably would like to believe.
Yeah, I mean, that was a real eye-opening experience for me, is when I first got to know Kelly, Evil Activities, and Max Enforcer out in Holland. And I was speaking to him about production once when we were backstage at a gig and stuff. And I was like saying, roughly, like, how long does it take to make a track? And he goes, not really that long, to be honest. He was like, the difficult process is at the beginning, when it's like I spend 2 weeks making kick drums to do the new and I'm like, you what? I was like, you don't just go on like Nexus and get a sample out there or something.
Yeah.
And so, when you realise that, like attention to detail and what they put. And I think same with like Kelly and Darren as well, is they're both quite like level-headed, like kind of people where they can kind of like sit there and calmly work their way through the process that they need to do. Whereas sometimes I think I'm a little bit ADHD, where I'm like, I want to do this now, I want to do that now. And it's like I'm trying to rush everything to get it done. And it's kind of, it's nice to look at some of those guys and just kind of like take a leaf out the book and go, no, they don't stay up all night trying to finish it. It's kind of like, it's 6 o'clock, draw a line under it, have your dinner, chill out, come back to it tomorrow. And it's like, and take more of a professional approach sometimes, whereas I think I'm firing in all directions a little bit too much at times.
Well, that's the thing, that I mean, I've really suffered with my attention, and I've got very, very short attention span. It's like, I think it's good in one way, because it's like created a music that doesn't become boring, because our ideas are always like bang, bang, very fast and, exciting. Just as you think that's about to get boring, we're switching it to something else. So there's benefits in having our mind, but then there's like, I wish I had that sort of slower side to me as well. I do struggle with, but there you go.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's like if there's one thing I'm not, it's methodical. It's like there's usually action first, thought later.
Yeah, absolutely. But it does us well in other ways. So we're the people who get them going.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I think that could kind of like me. It's I'm sure you're like kind of like more the same as me. Whereas it's like I like to think that it's like I come from a DJ mindset first and production mindset second. So it's kind of So it's like when you take that approach, it's kind of. But then I always think that DJs make the best tracks for the dance floors, because it's like, because that's purely the focus. I'm not trying to write a musical masterpiece. I'm just trying to come up with something that, from my experience as a DJ, I know will kind of like kind of get the big drops and stuff.
You try to look at that reaction in your mind, or picturing the crowd in front of you and thinking, right, are they going to go to this or not? And if something's too dreamy and too beautiful, it might sound like an absolute masterpiece if it's over a film. But when people are standing in a rave for like 1 minute while you're like playing a bit of Mozart, it's just not happening, is it? So.
No. And that was very much the kind of the mindset for a new track that we've been working on. Obviously, you mentioned that you've been working with Joey, who I've been working with a lot as well over the last couple of years. So we decided to have, if it doesn't sound a little bit dodgy, a three-way in the studio.
We absolutely did.
So
how well has that come out? I mean,
it's really well.
Ridiculous. I mean, for me, it really is. I would say, apart from maybe a couple of dance pieces, it's the biggest tune in my set. it just absolutely, I mean, that really did come together, didn't it? I mean, the magic happened without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like, for those who kind of haven't heard the clips that we've put up online and stuff, we're going to play it in a minute, but do you want to describe like a little bit about the process that went with making the track, you know, kind of how it all came together?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously we got into the studio and thought, what the hell are we going to do? And you had your sort of them absolutely amazing sort of psytrance bits and pieces and a few ideas from that, and then sort of we got them bits going, didn't we? And then I was sat in the computer and found that bit of vocal, and then Joey sort of started smashing around with a riff, and we sort of put the three ideas together, and sort of, hey, presto.
Yeah, it was one of those things. It's like, you know, like we were saying, it's kind of, it takes a while, you know, maybe we need to go back and just kind of like revisit the mix down again on fresh ears after playing it, you know, and take our time with that side of it. But I do think that there's definitely merit in, you know, when something comes together really quickly, you just kind of like, that's where the magic can be at times. Sometimes it's
on
like,
the idea, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything that normally you sort of start spending months on with actually an idea, you forget it. The idea needs to be there, like literally within a few hours, and the second it takes more than that, normally you end up just going around in circles and sort of destroying something again. So it's just got to be a solid idea, that's something that you can listen to round and round again without getting bored of it. And once you have that magic bit where you can literally just play it round and round, how many times do we have to listen to the same clip in the studio?
Yeah.
And when you get that bit where you're like, I'm just not getting bored of this, you know you're on to the winner, and away you go.
Yeah, I always think the perfect test for it is like, you know, obviously it's like when you leave the studio, you want to listen to it in the car on the way home. And bearing in mind you've been listening to that loop over and over again all day, it's like if I want to listen to it on the drive home as well, I know it's on to a winner. If I haven't made myself sick of it.
Hour and a half home, and you're still like got it on loop in the car, hour and a half, just round and round. So that it's an amazing feeling. It's also a really depressing feeling when you get in the car and you put it on. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, or the worst one is when someone else's track comes on after it and it sounds way better, and you're like, oh.
Don't.
Luckily, that wasn't the case with the recent collabs. So I'm going to let you go back to bed now. Maybe you're going to try and catch a few more hours sleep to power up for the day, or?
Well, I think I'm going to go for a jog round the park, hit the gym, you know, go a bit Christmas shopping.
Why not, mate? Why not? Live the Christmas dream.
Lovely. I've never seen the morning at this time before.
Yeah, go outside and see what's actually happening.
So I've seen people on the street and never seen before. I'm like, who the bloody hell?
Yeah, so your neighbours going out and it's like, where did you come from?
They're going to work.
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, take care of the job. Thank you ever so much. Look after yourself. Everyone have a good Christmas.
Great stuff. Thank you very much, DJ Dougal, a true legend in the scene. And we're going to play a brand new collab by myself, Joey Riot and Dougal. This is I Can't Forget You. Check it out. Big tune.
I can hardly breathe, and I can hardly see. No, I can't forget you. No, I can't forget you. I can hardly breathe, and I can hardly see. No, I can't forget you. No, I can't forget you.
there you go, brand new collaboration between myself, Dougal and Joey Riot. I think you'll agree that one came out quite well, if I may say so myself. I can big up one of my tunes now and say it's really good because I said that my first ever track was crap, so yeah. Balances itself out by the end of the show.
Hey, this is Delete, and you're listening to Keeping the Rave Alive with Kutski.
Hey girl, it's Shayla. Oh my god, have I got a story for you? I got a call from my agency and they asked me to play this club. You are never gonna believe the shit that I had to go through. Oh my god.
So we're going in for our next edition of the Mystery Years on the show this week. If you missed it earlier on, we did 1992, 25 years ago, played some old school for you, and you had to guess what year the tracks that I was playing were from. And I thought probably a lot of listeners out there wouldn't even have been born in 1992, so I decided to go a little bit later this time.
I'm supposed to be playing in 15 minutes. Why don't you go check with your manager, okay? Oh my god.
So we go in a little bit later this year. Track in the background now from Techno Boy featuring Shayla. This was one of the biggest tunes in my sets in this year for sure. But can you remember what year it was? I'll be playing you 3 tracks, 1 Euro hardcore, 1 UK hardcore, and this one in the background from Techno Boy. This is Oh My God. What year was it released?
Guess what? I had to line up for like half a fucking hour. I eventually made my way into the club and I look around, I was like, where the fuck is a DJ booth? I finally found it and the guy that was playing says to me, you're late. I can't believe he spoke to me like that. What is everybody's problem? My God. So I get my shit together and I start playing my favorite track, and then the whole dance floor stops and everybody was staring at me. Meanwhile, the club owner approaches me and says, excuse me, can you please stop playing that junk because nobody likes that kind of music in here. I was like, what do you want me to do? I don't have anything else to play. So he goes to the back room, brings me a whole box of commercial shit for me to play and goes, here you go, sweetheart, you can play these. God, that was truly the shittiest freaking club that I have ever played at.
So we've got the suggestions coming in on the Facebook chat, people guessing the year. Let me have a look. Danny Flubber says he just as a guess, 2006. Close, mate, but it's not the one. And remember, anyone can go on Discogs and look it up and find the answer. Try and play blind, it's more fun. Also, shout out to Mark Sparky Finley, who says 2007. Close. Not quite. John McHugh says 2007. Still not right, mate. Maybe it'd help if I gave you a different track that was huge that year, but from a different genre of music. This track being one of the biggest tracks as well in my sets that year. Finishing so many sets with this track. Evil Activities, Nobody Said It Was Easy.
Come up to meet you, tell you I'm sorry. You don't know how lovely you are. I had to find you, tell you I need you, tell you I set you apart. Nobody said it was easy. It's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be this hard. Or take me back to the start.
Yes, a lot of people starting to get this right now. First up, you had Techno Boy, Oh My God. And in the background, Evil Activities, Nobody Said It Was Easy. Adam Hampson says 2004. Shooting a little bit too early there, Chief. And some of you out there that have been getting it wrong might be going, well, this is too European-based, Kutski. It's like, you know, I'm not into hardstyle. I'm not into European hardcore gabba. I don't know what year these tracks were released. And if you're thinking that, I have one last track just for you. And if this one doesn't give it away, and you don't know what it is, I guess there's no hope for you. Possibly the biggest clue I could give you on the show this week. The Mystery Years with Kutski on Hard Boiled Breakfast. What year is this from?
I will come running. You say you want me, I will make it right. I will come running, all you ever need. Our love is dawning, look outside, I'll be there tonight. Our love is dawning, look outside, I'll be there tonight. I'll be there
Lots of people getting this one right in the Facebook chat. Shout out to Jim Gibson, got it right early. So did Jay Chivers. Faye Iron got it right. Let me have a look. Yeah, a lot of people loving the beats. Trey King got it right.
I will come running every night. You say you want me, I will make it right. I will come running, all you ever need. Our love is dawning, look outside, I'll be there tonight.
Colin Campbell said he knew it 100%, and indeed he did.
Our love is dawning, look outside, I'll be there tonight.
Jake Connolly got it right. David Crabb got it right. And Nikki Ranger got it right as well. That's 2 in a row tonight, Nikki. This morning, whatever time it is. Does it still count as the morning if you should be in bed still and you haven't been to bed yet? Maybe not. Of course, the year for the Mystery Years Part 2. You heard Techno Boy, Oh My God, Evil Activities. Nobody said it was easy, and in the background, Darren Styles, Come Running. Of course, the year is 2008. Big up to everyone who got it right in the comments. Got about 30 minutes of the show left. If you're feeling the beats, hit the share button, spread the word with any of your friends, your raving friends who may be waking up, give them some beats for their breakfast. And it's about time for me to get in the mix for the remainder of the show with some hardcore beats. If you've got any requests, let me know in the comments. If I've got it with me in my trusty laptop full of music, I'll play it on the show for you. Okay, let's get in the mix.
Yo, this is Slipmatt, keeping the rave alive with Kutski.
First up, brand new remix I did of Brisk and Trixie, Eye Opener. This one I've gave away for free as a bit of a giveaway, a Christmas gift to you for all the support this year. So if you're feeling the vibes and you want this one in your collection, head over to soundcloud.com/DJ-Kutski. It's the top track on there, free download.
Open your eyes, see all the love in me. I got enough forever. Don't be afraid. Take all you need from me, and we'll be strong together. Oh, and we'll be strong together. Oh, and we'll be strong together. Open your eyes, see all the love in me. I got enough forever.
DJ Kutski in the mix.
Open your eyes, see all the love in me. I got enough forever. Don't be afraid. Take all you need from me, and we'll be strong together. And we'll be strong together. And we'll be strong together. And we'll be strong together.
Track in the background from one of our guests this morning who we rudely woke up at 8 a.m. DJ Dougal in the background collabing with Joey Riot on this one, Roof on Fire. Super bouncy track, doing the damage on the dance floors. If you've only just tuned into the show, where have you been? We've been at it since 6:30 a.m. 2 hours of rave music you've missed, but don't worry. You can listen again, watch again on Facebook after the fact. As well as I've started putting the show up on YouTube. Copyright strike depending. I've set up a new channel on there. If you search Kutski Hard Boiled, you'll see a new channel on there with our little blue logo. If you subscribe on there, you can watch the show afterwards in HD. And if you're just interested in the audio, as always, we're up on Mixcloud. And we've set up a new podcast stream as well. So if you're on Apple iTunes, just search Kutski Hard Boiled and you'll see a new stream on there where you can get a brand new fresh show delivered to you every month. And if you're listening to any of those services, like I said, we've set up new channels for this show. Please give us a rating, a comment, and share the link. It all helps us grow the show.
long is the road for the ones who search for themselves. Every corner we turn is a new beginning. Every step is a lesson we learn. So stop, catch your breath, 1 minute. Do you see how far we got? Please don't waste it all. Don't waste it all. Now open your eyes, tell me what you see. Isn't this the best I ever? Take my hand and jump into the infinite.
Brand new and exclusive first play. This one in the background, Audio Freak and Dave Revan. This is Infinite. Yes, that's right. 2 more hardstyle artists on the UK hardcore train. Let's go in.
fortified. Power up. To complete. Your list in the holder. Harvest mode active. Level 3 fight. Final boss. Game over.
These guys are like gangsters. They operate in such a bizarre way. They decide to pick on little old me. As goofy as it is, you should see. I'm gonna read my bills to you.
Pushing the tempo for the end of the show. Who wants them hardcore beats?
Bullshit.
Absolutely love this tune. Not particularly new, but I just wanted to share it with you this morning. Furion and Nosferatu. This is Kill Switch.
Keeping the rave alive.
Kutski.
Let's do the mind fixation on the bench. Cause I'm waiting anxiously to pull the kill switch. Witness how the pain feels.
journey is futile. You will die, and your soul will be mine. Suffering and pain. Suffering waits for you.
One of my favourite up-tempo tracks at the moment. Favourite track from Deadly Gun's new album. Taking the sample from the legendary first-person shooter Doom. This is Deadly Guns with BFG. Check it out. Awesome stuff.
So you made it this far. Witness to what will be unleashed on Earth.
And that just about brings us to a close on this morning's show. December's Christmas-themed edition of the Hard Boiled Breakfast with myself, Kutski. Hope you've enjoyed. Hope the beats helped wake you up. I don't think you can really be asleep while you're listening to these beats, can you? Oof. Remember, wherever you're listening on Facebook, YouTube, Mixcloud or iTunes, please share the link. Give us a share, comment, like, subscribe, all of that business. It helps spread the word of the show. Remember to check out my Keeping the Rave Alive weekly show if you like your hard beats that can keep you up to date. A little bit more professional. This is just a little bit of fun, but I think it's good. It's more of a community show, this one. It's almost Christmas, so all that leaves is for me to say have a great Christmas, enjoy friends, family, parties, raving, hope Santa brings you everything that you want, and have a great year next year. I'll be back with another show in January, but all it leaves me to say is this one last message. From myself, Kutski, have a great Christmas.
Kutski, you pussy motherfucker!
Merry Christmas. Christmas.